some new faces on the commission, Chris, since
Yes,
you're
sir.
last up for us. So take a minute and introduce yourself to those folks you don't know.
My name is Chris France. Morning. I'm originally from Ormond Beach. I live in Putnam County where my wife is the Dean of Elementary Education for the Putnam County school system. That's how we migrated back there. I started my career in Putnam County as a staff attorney for the judges. I was there about 18 months in that position, and then started a career in prosecution. And I do most of my professional work in the 3 north counties of the circuit. So I kind of touch every county. I think that's a little bit unique. I just want to thank you all, and I know it doesn't help in an application process, but I've been campaigning for a circuit judge position since August of last year, and I've been in a lot of rooms and in a lot of places, and it's a lot of extraordinary effort. And I know that what you guys do in reading the applications and chasing down references and all that is also extraordinary effort. So from a person doing it right now, I want to thank you for doing it. I'm really excited to be before you. Obviously, I'm committed to attaining the position as a circuit judge, as evidenced by my campaign and the scope of what I've done over that time. And I think that idea of commitment to the office is something that's unique about my application. When you all have these applications, and mine's before you, and you've seen it on the computer, it's certainly a credible application. It's a solid application. It's also imperfect in both substance and form, as is the world around us. But what I think the strengths of the application certainly must outweigh any second thoughts you have on sending my name up to the governor. And that is through evidence by what I've done in the campaign. When you read those things, you wonder, it's a great resume, or these are wonderful achievements, but who is this person? What can they do if we put them to the bench? One thing my application shows, and the achievements and the work I put in the campaign, is it actually shows you what will happen if you send my name up and I attain a position as circuit judge. The guesswork is kind of out of it. One thing it shows I am committed to this position for the reasons I've outlined in my application, to continue a career of service. I'm not applying for ego. I'm not applying because I'd like a bigger paycheck or my practice isn't doing well. I have a very exciting career. It's incredibly rewarding. But it's time to move on to this position and bring all that experience into the position of circuit judge. It's not a shotgun approach. I'm not running around looking for other appointments or other opportunities. And that commitment, I think, is unique, and it's, again, evidenced. We don't have to guess on it. We know it. The other thing I think my application shows you is again, takes away the guesswork. Will this person put up their feet on a desk with a title and a robe and people running after or trying to please them as people, one should our judiciary if they do, or is this person going to work? All my achievements throughout my career are the product of hard work and dedication and excitement, just like I'm excited to be before you today. I really am. But I'm just so enthusiastic about attaining this position and providing that work ethic and applying it to this job. You look at what you do to attain the job. Again, I've been out there since August. I walk into rooms where I don't know anybody. I have incredibly shy days that really anybody in sales or any trial lawyer share. And you just have to put your best foot forward and go and achieve your goal. I've done that. I have, today I'll leave here, I have a bag of clothes with my t-shirt and a hat and a beach towel, and I'll be walking hopefully 200 homes and then I leave here. I'm going to change in the courthouse. It's that type of work ethic. You don't have to guess what I'll do.
Let me ask you, Chris. So,
Yes, sir.
So you've been campaigning since August, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you maintaining a caseload?
Recently, just this last week, I've surrendered my caseload. I was up until last week. In fact, I have a 3850 hearing on a serial rapist to do next week. I just did, I do our bond work in North St. Johns County. I just was involved in the approval of bond for development last week, and I also had a juvenile resentencing off of a murder case last week. So it looks good on paper, but yes, I'm still working.
And you also have family commitments too.
Yes, sir.
So tell us how you've been handling all of that.
As well as can be expected. I think tonight I'll achieve something, and I'll get yelled at by the kids for being late for pizza night, to be honest with you. This is a commitment we made as a family in August. Before I did this, we got everybody together. My children are old enough and mature enough, although in steps, youngest being 9, to engage and understand what this means. It dawned upon me that I was not only committing myself and my career, and I have 20 good years of public service in me, at the same level of energy, same level of excitement I want to give to this position. I'm committed to doing that. But I'm also committing my family. We do not have a public or private presence anymore. I mean, if I attain this position, it's incumbent to serve, although a flawed example, as my neighbors sometimes say, but an example to the public. There is no going out to dinner and doing whatever we want, and frankly, a lot of us in this room engage in that lifestyle now. My wife, as I said, is the Dean of Elementary Education in Putnam County. I'm the Division Chief in St. Johns County, so we already live a very committed lifestyle to reflecting a good example and to supporting our community like that. And that's the level of commitment. The other thing that we see in my application is, and I know it's probably a concern or a new concern, is electability. Meaning with my candidacy as an appointee, your work won't be undone in 18 months, as we've seen some of the seats. You see in the packet I presented, I have endorsement support. We've received some letters in support of this appointment that span all 4 counties. Sheriff Johnson, Volusia County, the clerks of court, Sheriff in St. Johns County. I have the support both large and small, and that type of consensus building. One is, again, the product of hard work, and also that is an endorsement that these are people that know I can work with a broad range of people, a broad range of agencies, certainly won't embarrass the bench, and in fact be a driving force to strengthen the bench.
Chris, I know that your wife is embedded in the Putnam County School District and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
However, these are circuit-wide positions, and when you have commitment, you have contacts in at least 3 out of the 4 counties. So you've worked in Putnam and St. John's with respect to your professional career, and you grew up in Volusia County. So do you think that if a chief judge were to say, we need you to go to St. Johns County, wouldn't that be a little bit more of an advantage for you having contacts and connections there, or do you think it would be a disadvantage for you?
I think local contacts and that stretch through the whole circuit is absolutely an advantage. You worry about somebody coming out of a career where you're not sitting in a position of judgment. As a career as a prosecutor, I may be charging or investigating either personally or a company or some type of interaction with law enforcement, of friends, family. So I've already handled those issues, and I can do that job very well without fear of repercussions. Somebody coming out of a different legal career might be worried about that, and that would be a disadvantage in knowing people in every county. I have built a consensus throughout the circuit. I've actually been involved in trials in one form. I didn't try a case in every courthouse, but it stretches back to the historical courthouse in the way I handed Joe Warren some legal research as a summer intern, so I'm counting that one too. But that's how long I've been around, and we stick tight as a family. I told everybody last night at our judicial forum, I'm just not interested. I don't have hobbies, But I also am very active in my role now and committed to having public presence, being accessible to the public, and I think that's a huge advantage.
And going back historically, so you were a staff attorney for Judge
Boyles,
Boyles?
Nichols, Judge Weinberg and Alexander were coming over part-time, which actually gave me more work because they would expect things to be done. So I actually had more judges than the comparable staff attorneys in the other counties.
And that
Judge Peter T.
and that basically gave you the backside of the judiciary?
Yes, I did just so much writing, so much research for him, but the real effect of the job, and Judge Bowles told me just about the first day he told me to leave, what he said is, after about a year here, go back to your original plan, which was trial work, specifically as a prosecutor, because you'll have taken as much from this job as we can give you, and you know, you need to put boots to the ground. The other thing he told me, and Judge Nichols shared these thoughts, you know, they were talking about a judicial race, you know, way back, this goes back into the late 90s, and they said, you know, if you ever really want the job, you're probably not ready for it. And those words kind of meant a little bit back then, but coming into where I am now at 47 years old, I understand what they meant. You know, if you're looking to be a judge to serve yourself, you know, it's the wrong decision for you. And it's insight like that I took from that job. It was a very significant time in my life.
How is campaigning going? How did you think the forum went last night? How do you feel about the campaign?
I just worked as hard as I can. I think the forum went really well. I think everybody there got, although it's boring, I tell people, God, 2 minutes, you know, and somebody almost up and said, y'all won't have to take 2 minutes each question, you know, but because the subject matter is so limited. But I think people got a good insight last night. Personally, my campaign activity, I just am grateful that strangers and old friends and new friends are just so gracious with their effort and time. You know, I have 3 people helping me in Ormond Beach today. I had help, we have 100 big signs done, and it wouldn't have happened without the help of people, and that's what drives you. I'm doing this to serve my family, my daughters and my wife. If I build a better community to them, I actually build a better community for everybody. I know it sounds campy, but it's true. And then when you have those people coming in to help in a campaign where they're getting literally nothing out of it, and after the fact, if you win, you specifically can never help them again, and they know that, you know, just the nature of being a judge. You realize that you know, what you do in this world matters, and the people you touch matter. And I think that's what I'm getting out of the campaign. I'm just so grateful for everything.
Chris, originally, when you first decided to run, isn't this the seat that you were going to be running for?
Yes.
And Judge Will kind of threw a
Yes.
curveball with this
He did.
ducking out early?
One way to put it, yes,
One
sir.
way to put it?
I picked my shot. I picked an open seat.
Yep.
It was well advertised as an open seat, and my intention was to let other people take advantage of the appointment process. And the only way I would be before you, as we are now, is if this happened, and it did.
Sure.
I feel responsible to try to get out of Ms. Warren and Ms. Slack's way. And I know, you know, that may be a thought that y'all may have, you know, be thinking that maybe there's a ship you can write through this appointment, but I feel responsible to try to do that. They did not ask me to run into their group, which had to happen. I wasn't going to run against an incumbent judge. It's just not what I believe in. I wasn't going to do it.
Seemed kind of interesting the way everything was kind of falling into place there at the last minute with the judge races and stuff.
I may have a lot to say about that later. But
Yeah, right.
I'm going to show you I can be judicial. But, you know,
Chris, thank you.
Yes,
for
sir.
coming in.
Thank
So
you.
we will,
Thank you.
we'll let you know by the end of the day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning to you.
Yep, we'll see you.